Welcome to SWETHA'S English Hub. Today we are back with 9th class first unit Snake and the Mirror. Let us go into the lesson. This lesson consists of theme humor. What do you mean by humor? Generally in everyone's life we do have humor. Humor is nothing but having comic situations. One or the other time in our life definitely we'll be undergoing some kind of comic situations. Let us go into the lesson now. Let us go into the lesson Snake and the Mirror. Has a snake ever coiled itself around any part of your body? A full-blooded cobra. All of us fell silent. The question came from the homeopath. The topic came up when we were discussing snakes. We listened attentively as the doctor continued with the tale. So there was a doctor who is a doctor in homeopathy medicine. Then there was a discussion going on with his friends. Then he asked a question. Has any time a cobra coiled around your body? Does it happen with you? How do you feel if a snake comes and coils around your body? Can you imagine? We generally feel frightened, scared, right? So the doctor is asking whether they any time in their life they have experienced a cobra coiling around their hand. Full-blooded cobra. Full-blooded is nothing but strong. Tail is nothing but story. It was a hot summer night about 10 o'clock. I had my meal at the restaurant and returned to my room. I heard a noise from above as I opened the door. The sound was a familiar one. One could say that rats and I shared the room. I took out my box of matches and lighted the kerosene lamp on the table. So, one day when he is back from the work, the house was not electrified. It was a small rented room. I had just set up medical practice and my earnings were much. I had about 60 rupees in my suitcase. Along with some shirts and dhotis, I also possessed one solitary black coat which I was then wearing. So, his house was not electrified, means there is no power supply in his house, and it was a very small house which he is living for rent. And then only he had set up his medical practice and his earnings were very little. Much is nothing but very little, and he is having only 60 rupees in his suitcase. Along with the 60 rupees of money, he is having some shirts and dhotis, and along with that he has a solitary black coat. Solitary black coat is nothing but single black coat, and that black coat he is wearing at that particular time. I took off my black coat, white shirt and not so white waist and hung them up. I opened the two windows in the room. It was an outer room with one wall facing the open yard. It had a tiled roof with long supporting gables that rested on the beam over the wall. There was no ceiling. There was a regular traffic of rats to and fro. I got up and went out to the veranda for a little air, but the wind god seemed to have taken time off. So, then only he came back from the restaurant after having his dinner. Then he removed off his coat and shirt and not so white waist. Waist is nothing but it's a garment which is worn under the shirt. Then he opened the room doors such that he can get some air because his house is not electrified. So he doesn't have any fan like a fan or cooler something else in the room. So he opened the doors of the room such that he can get some air. And one feels tempted to look into a mirror when it is near. I took a look. In those days I was a great admirer of beauty and I believe in making myself look handsome. I was unmarried and was a doctor. I felt I had to make my presence felt. I picked up the comb and ran it through my hair and adjusted the parting so that I looked straight and neat. Again I heard that sound from above. So He took a book and sat before the mirror and he started reading with the help of a small lamp. So, if at all, once you look into the mirror, what do you feel? You want to study after seeing the mirror? No, you want to admire your beauty. In the similar way, our doctor is also an unmarried person, a youngster. When he saw the mirror, he got admired and he struck into the mirror looking at his beauty, thinking that how handsome I am. And he took a comb which is there on the table and set his hair. You can see the picture in which a person is looking into the mirror. I took a close look at my face in the mirror. I made an important decision. I would shave daily and grow a thin mustache to look more handsome. I was after all a bachelor and a doctor. So after looking at the mirror, generally when we look at the mirror, we'll think that I'm little fat. I have to make myself. I looked into the mirror and smiled. It was an attractive smile. I made another earth-shaking decision. I would always keep that attractive smile on my face to look more handsome. I was after all a bachelor and doctor too. On top of it, again came that noise from above. So, not only having a neat shave, not only growing mustache, he also took another decision. What was that decision? To keep a nice smile on the face. The smile gives lot of attraction to the person. So he made a decision that he always want to have a bright smile on his face. I got up, lit a beedi and paced up and down the room. Then another lovely thought struck me. I would get married to a woman doctor who had plenty of money and a good medical practice. She had to be fat for a valid reason. If I made some silly mistakes and need to run away, she would not be able to run after me and catch me. So this doctor also got one more idea. What is that idea? Because he's a bachelor and he's a teenager, so he's unmarried. So he wants to get married to a beautiful woman. And what are his... That's all for today. This is part 1 of the lesson Snake and the Mirror. Let us soon meet in the coming part 2. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to SWETHA'S English Hub.